During my childhood growing up, I had many younger sisters, but no brothers. One night, our youngest didn't return home late from her friend's house after the playdate. My mom began to worry and asked me to go look for her. Just as I was about to step out of the house to look for her, she came in carrying a mysterious black plastic bag in her hand. It turns out it was given to her by her friend's grandmother. Interestingly, although my youngest sister and her friend were close friends, their personalities clashed frequently. They would have a great day together, then fight the next day, and the cycle continued. A week has passed, but this time they really had a huge fight. Intense, pulling each other's hair, scratching faces, causing chaos. The grandmother, who lived alone with my youngest sister's friend and cherished her deeply as she was the only kin to her, was deeply disturbed by the incident. Enraged at seeing her beloved granddaughter hurt, she immediately came to us, furiously ranting and cursing, demanding to know why her granddaughter had been harmed. A week after her outburst, the eccentric old lady surprised us by presenting a gift to our youngest sister. Opening the bag revealed a baby doll. It struck me as peculiar that she would offer a gift after causing such a commotion. When my mom saw it, she insisted on returning or disposing of it. However, my youngest sister threw a fit, claiming her friend's grandmother had given it to her, and thus it rightfully belonged to her. Mom thought, however, it was too expensive of a gift, so she called the old lady, who casually said our youngest sister expressed how she really liked to have it whenever she visited. So she decided to give it to her as a gesture to ease the tension and hope that they won't fight with each other anymore. She insisted it was a genuine gift, and in the end, my mom thanked her and handed the baby doll to my youngest sister. Not only did my youngest sister adore this baby doll, but my other sisters did too. They all cherished the doll immensely. They fed her, put her to sleep, and sang lullabies to her. Strangely, this baby doll seemed remarkably lifelike. Its eyes closed when laid down to sleep and opened when propped up. Even its skin had the softness of a newborn's. For a while, we cared for it with utmost dedication, as if nurturing a real baby, until one day it simply vanished without a trace. Then, one early morning, I jolted awake upon hearing what seemed like a baby's cry. Was it a baby? But we have no baby in our house, or perhaps a cat. My mind raced in confusion. While pondering, fortunately, the baby's crying stopped. I brushed it off as if it wasn't a big deal and gradually drifted back to sleep. The next morning, upon hearing my second youngest sister's piercing scream, I rushed to see what had happened. Her fingers got caught in the bathroom door. This harrowing incident resulted in an extensive hospitalization spanning an entire week. Then, some days later, in the dead of night while everyone was asleep, I found myself jolted awake by the unmistakable cry of a baby. Much closer this time. It seemed as if it was coming from a closer distance. What's going on? I thought. It must be coming from that baby doll, and I should turn it off quickly. I started looking for the doll to turn it off, searching for over an hour, but couldn't find it. Eventually, it stopped crying, so I gave up and went back to sleep again. The next morning, the ringing of the phone shattered the morning calm. Hello? It was the company where my dad works. Sure enough, bad things had happened again. Just like before, my dad had tripped and broken his ankle while moving some materials. It's strange. This is the second time it has happened already. Why does something bad happen the day after I hear the baby doll cry? Why do accidents occur every morning after I wake up? Why does someone keep getting hurt? It is as if these baby cries foretell misfortune. I've tried to convince myself it's merely a coincidence, and yet it's hard to shake off this deeply unsettling feeling. But then, one day, I heard a baby's cry again. This time, it seemed to be coming from under my bed. Oh, it's here. I should turn it off quickly. As I reached out to grab the doll, Its eyes met mine at that exact moment. The baby doll appeared to be looking at me as if it were alive. Startled, I ran to my mom's room. The baby doll cried. It seemed alive. Whenever it cried, something bad happened. As I explained this to my mom, it was evident she didn't believe me. Her response was simply,
"That's not possible, honey. It's just a coincidence. Try not to dwell on scary thoughts."
I wasn't happy with her response. I was afraid that unless we do something about that baby doll, something bad would happen to someone in my family again. I couldn't shake off the feeling of eeriness. The doll's cries echoed hauntingly in my mind, and I couldn't ignore the connection between its cries and the unfortunate events. Following that day, the baby doll was nowhere to be seen, and there was no more crying from it. However, a few days later, we received a call from my uncle, my mom's younger brother. He was furious on the other end of the line, demanding to know why my mom had given the baby doll to his daughter. His yelling and screaming were so loud that it could be heard through the receiver. Moments later, my mom abruptly ended the call, leaving an unsettling expression lingering on her face. So, I asked her what was going on, and Mom explained to me that our cousin, our uncle's daughter, who had visited us, had taken the baby doll from our house without asking or telling anyone. Shortly after her return, she had an unfortunate accident, falling off her bicycle and injuring one of her eyes. According to my uncle, strangely, on that same night when his daughter brought the baby doll, its crying never stopped. Connecting these two events, the non-stop crying of the baby doll and his daughter's injury, my uncle believed the baby doll to be too eerie, bringing misfortune to his family. As a result, he decided to dispose of it. However, before disposing of it, he decided to save the batteries from the baby doll and remove them. But when he opened the panel on the back side of the baby doll to take out the batteries, there were none inside. Not even one, just empty space. This discovery sent shivers down his spine, and he dropped the baby doll on the floor. How could the baby doll function of any kind with no power? It produced heart-wrenching cries that echoed through the room despite having no batteries inside. What mysterious force animated this seemingly ordinary doll? Is it possible that the old woman performed some kind of ritual on this doll and it became cursed?